Hello, it's Harriet from Portastic, and today we're going to be talking to Dominic, of the best-selling author of How to Be Your Dog's Superheroes. This is his first one, and this is his second book, so we're going to talk to him about his next one. So he's come on now, so I'm going to see if I can pop him on. Here we go. It's adding.
Hi, Harriet. Sorry, I was confused there. It tagged me, and then I added it to my timeline, and then it disappeared.
Right, nice. It might be me.
That's all right.
Not very
I should be getting good at this now. I'm not worse at it.
I know. If every time we do this, it doesn't quite work. So fingers crossed.
Never mind. We're here now.
Yes.
Thanks for having me on.
That's okay. Right. So I was just sort of going through your books.
Yeah.
So this is like your
Which you've
first
read.
one. Yes, I have, and listened to, and this one as well, which probably listened to and read a lot more. So, right. So your new one, Worry-Free Walks. So do you want to sort of introduce yourself and tell us about your new book?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Dom. I'm a dog trainer, and I live in the northeast of England. Pardon? Oh, I thought you said I'm hearing things.
Near the beach.
Must be Derek's tummy. Yeah, I'm a dog trainer, but I started off as a dog walker. And Facebook's telling me I've joined this video as a guest, which is great. It's good to get confirmation of that. Just keep me in the loop. So what happened was until about 7 years ago, I was just a dog owner. I was just your bog standard dog owner, and I had two dogs, a little mongrel called Flo, and we'd recently adopted a dog de Bordeaux called Barry as well. And because Barry was a rescue dog and he came with some issues, it meant that I had to kind of learn a bit more about dog training and how to bond with him. And I bonded with him through exercise, really. You know, we used to go out running together and cycling and stuff like that. He was obviously he was running alongside the bike. It was me who was on the bike cycling. But he was quite a high energy dog de Bordeaux, so he used to quite like that kind of thing. Not like the lazy lump that I've got now, Derek. But so then that kind of led me on to starting my own dog adventure business, you know, where I was offering high energy adventures for dog owners in Sunderland who love their dogs daily, but they were giving the exercise that they need because they had to go to work and stuff. So Pack Leader Dog Adventures was born, and then it was going well. I was getting the clients coming in, but I quickly realized that I didn't really have I didn't have enough dog training knowledge, you know. I didn't even have enough dog handling knowledge, and the dogs were kind of creating their own entertainment when we were out on the walks, and I was letting them off lead, and it was starting to stress me out a bit, and I was feeling a bit scared, and I didn't feel in very good control of them. So I sort of decided that I needed to brush up on my dog training skills. Booked on a John Rogerson 7-day dog behaviour course up at the Darlington Dogs Trust, just down the road. And yeah, the course kind of really just changed my life, changed my whole viewpoint on dogs, on the relationship that you can have with the dog, on, the fact that you can provide all of the fun and entertainment, stimulation that the dog needs. And yeah, I also met David Davies on that course as well. And Dave continued to be my mentor and still is to this day, really. And yeah, so kind of the long sort of, that's like the story. But the reason why that's applicable for Worry-Free Walks is because everything that I've learned about dogs and how to enjoy worry-free walks with the dogs that we walk and my own dogs, I've put it into the book. You know, it's like a little action plan for dog owners who love their dogs daily, but they aren't enjoying walking them.
Mm. Yeah, and I particularly liked Barry's story in the book, like when you're talking about how, and I can kind of relate to that with the rescue dog, because we do make excuses. I think because my mum's got a dog, Jake, and he's a rescue dog, and we kind of say, oh, you know, oh, he does this, or but he's a rescue dog, and make excuses for him. And I think it's good that you kind of saw that there was a problem. You could quite easily ignored it, but you never. You made rules.
Well, I probably ignored it. I probably ignored it for a while, as we all do.
Yeah.
But then it got to the point where it was like, in denial, definitely, yeah, you know, and we do make excuses. You're right, we make excuses, especially rescue dog owners. We're the worst, you know, because we'll you know, oh, he jumps up like, oh, but he's a rescue, you know, oh, but he does this, oh, well, he's a rescue, and you know, well, rescue dogs can be fixed in the same ways like any other dog can.
But it's like a family member, isn't it? You make excuses for that person or the dog.
I never make excuses for my kids, Harriet. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mum probably does that to me. So
I'm joking. I do it all the time.
So what is so how does this compare to your first one?
The first book. I think it's the first book is kind of like a bit of a general dog training book, you know. So we talk about how the dogs learn and why we're suffering from the kind of problems that we're suffering from, and everything gets kind of touched upon a little bit, you know. So we talk a little bit about trick training, and we talk a little bit about scent work, talk about how to enjoy the walk a little bit more. But I just felt like this was, with the new one, it's a shorter book, you know. It's a thinner book, but it's more sort of concise. It's literally what I've done. I feel like I've deconstructed the dog walk, and I've put it back together again with like an action plan for anybody to follow, you know, for anybody to sort of, you can read the book, you can finish it in an hour and a half, and then you can take, you know, 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 or 10 or 12 tips from it, and straight away I think you can start enjoying more enjoyable walks with your dog.
Yeah. I think you spoke a lot about the community as well, about how it is kind of the owner's responsibility. I really like that, and it's kind of like a bit like my bugbear when I'm out walking, and obviously people don't have their dogs on a lead, or about being respectful. I really like that. That's something I'm quite passionate about.
Yeah, and me too for sure. Especially with obviously you've run Portastic as well, don't you? So it's when you're a dog walker, you have even more of a responsibility, you know, because you've got a responsibility for somebody else's dogs. So you need to be, your levels, your standards of safety and what you're going to allow the dogs to do need to be way higher than anybody else's, you know, because obviously the absolute worst case scenario is that you're going to lose a dog, aren't you? You know, or something bad's going to happen to them, they're going to injure themselves or something like that. But I think taking that, but I think there's that dog owners can learn a lot from the type of things that we do in the dog walking business to maintain great control and, like you said, the responsibility factor, where it's like, look, if you just act a bit more responsibly, if you take responsibility for the dog's behavior, what he does, how he gets his entertainment, then you know, you'll immediately start enjoying the walk a lot more.
Yeah. I think us as dog walkers.
Good lad. Yeah. Say hello to the boys and girls.
And then, hey, Derek.
He's missing his dad.
Is he all right now?
Yeah, he's still a little bit. No, he's fine. Yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah, he's completely. Well, he's back to being naughty again. So yeah, he must be feeling all right.
Oh, he's all right then. So just going back to what you were saying, as well as I do think as dog walkers, you know, we do need to educate like pet owners, and I think that's kind of what your book kind of does.
Yeah, I think that hopefully it does anyway. Hopefully it educates.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
Hopefully it does. It does great. That's why I've included so many stories and stuff in the book. You know, that's why I've included so many of my own personal experiences, like with Derek or with Barry or with Flo or with Sydney and with the dogs that we walk as well, because like I've been there, you know, and it's not even that long ago that I was there as the guy who was, you know, struggling with his dog or and struggling with the dogs that I walk. So I know what it's like. I know how annoying and frustrating that it is. Yeah. So that's why.
Yeah, no, I think that's why people can probably, and I think that's why you are a best-selling book, because you do empathise with people. You do kind of, they can understand and kind of understand all that. And I think what part of the book that I really liked is when you're talking about the safety the goggles. And I think that, I don't know why I found that really funny, talking about the 3D, and it just reminds me, I think I've said that in an email to you, with like when we used to go and watch Jurassic Park for the first time and I was 10, and I had to put these 3D glasses, and I just felt such an idiot, and it just makes me laugh. It just, you know, something that sort of triggers something.
Yeah, so
I do think this is very, again, as dog walkers, you do have to put safety goggles on, and kind of, I mean, I do this automatically as a dog walker, but not everybody does that. And again, linking in with your safety audit, I think that's a you know, really good thing that everyone can do.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be easy, you know. I wanted all my stuff has to be easy all the time. It's my modus operandi type of thing, you know. It has to be easy to understand, has to be easy to implement as well. So if we can take something really simple like that, like the safety, and using the little goggles as an example, you know. So you put your safety goggles on, you kind of changes the filter, doesn't it? You know, so you start looking at it in a different situation, really. That's what I'm trying to say, isn't it? You know, so you're in the park, and right, you know, before you let your dog off lead, kind of put your safety goggles on, not literally, put your safety goggles on, and sort of, you know, think, well, is this a good time to let my dog off lead now? You know, or am I better off spending a couple of minutes getting his attention on me, or am I better off moving to a quieter area of the park? Or whatever, you know, the answer, you'll find the answer straight away, but you have to ask the question first.
Yeah. Karen's just put a funny comment. You were 10 when the film came out. Yeah, I think I was.
No, yeah, well, I must have been older than that then.
Oh, so it's just funny because we just all look idiots with these 3D glasses. It just really stands out for me. In the book as well, you mention about how you're not too keen on having a harness, and as well as I can kind of agree with that. So I kind of wanted you to kind of explain that a little bit more.
Yeah, so this is something that quite a few people have picked up upon, actually. And Karen Rhodes feels old. Me too, Karen. I must have been like, God, I don't know. Must have been in my 20s or something. So the harness issue. A couple of people have emailed me about that as well, and a couple of dog trainers have too.
Oh, that's good.
And I'll say the same thing to you as what kind of I said to them, and that is that, like, I'm looking for the easiest way to start for people to start enjoying the walks again, you know. So if you've got I have clients who walk their dogs on harnesses, and we walk their dogs on harnesses, and they're not a problem, you know. But you know, if you've got a dog who lunges, pulls, pulls a lot and regularly lunges at leaves or passing cars or other dogs, that kind of thing, then you aren't going to enjoy your walk very much, you know. And as soon as you leave, as soon as your dog does that straight away, he lunges and he barks and stuff, you're going to feel crap. You're going to feel frustrated that you didn't manage to do anything about the situation, and then you're going to want to go home. You know, you're going to want to go home. Basically, that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to go out with your dog with the intention of having a nice walk with him. Something bad's going to happen, and then you're going to go home because you're going to be pissed off. You know, but so what I'm saying is, you know, well, let's look at what can we do straight away to make things a little bit easier. And straight away, if you're walking a dog on a harness, and he's a bigger dog, or it's a powerful small dog even, you're walking him on a harness and a flexi lead, then you have zero control. You have zero control about where that dog's going to go. You know, he can go in any direction with a lot of strength anytime that he wants. And so you're setting yourself up for failure, you know, straight away. So I think just changing the equipment, just changing from a head collar, a normal collar or a head collar. I'm a huge fan of head collars as well.
I was going to ask. that was one of my questions. I was going to ask you what your, you know, what you think about head collars, because that could be a bit. I mean, when I first started using them on a few of the dogs that I walked, I didn't like the idea of it. But once I did it, I found it a lot more. I had more control. And again, I like things easy, and it made my life a lot easier.
Yeah, and like, you know, some people say like, well, it's lazy. You know, it's lazy. You know, you should train the dog, and all these things are true. You know, like it probably is a little bit lazy, and you definitely should train your dog. You know, but if we've got a problem, we need to start at the very start. You know, and somebody who's, like I said, somebody who is walking a dog who they're not enjoying walking, and they're cutting the walk short because of this lack of control that they've got because of the erratic behavior of the dog. Then I want to fix that first, you know. So if straight away, the first thing I can fix with that is by suggesting that they use a collar or a head collar, and you know, get the dog used to it for sure, you know, with some treats and acclimatize them to it, but then get yourself out there, because then you're able to walk a lot more. Then you're able to maybe walk for a couple of weeks without, you know, wanting to go home straight away. You're going to feel in more control, and so, which means your dog's going to get more exercise. He's going to spend more time outside. And, you know, it's like then the circle starts going the other way, doesn't it? So instead of this kind of circle of defeat and feeling bad, then we're starting to say, oh, actually, we're spending more time outside. And the dog, you know, the dog's going to be better behaved at home because he's going to be getting more exercise and stuff. So we're all kind of, to me, that's a great place to start. Yeah, then definitely we should be, you know, using some treats and toys to help to teach the dog to walk by our side or not to pull as much. But first of all, let's just help them to let's live in the real world, not the world that we wish we were living in.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, I walked a German Shepherd, and it completely transformed the walk. You know, if I didn't use the head collar, my shoulder was just like in agony because it was dragging, lunging at things, and it just took a bit of control. And once I got a bit of control, I was able to enjoy the walk, which is the whole point of the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need to enjoy the walk, and so does the dog.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, people need to try things. I mean, I always say to my clients, if he is pulling and he's on a harness, move him to a collar. I mean, people can be a bit funny about doing that, but like you say, easy is better.
Yeah. Start with the easy stuff first.
Yeah, which is kind of a bit like what you kind of taught us with the business side of things as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's the same for everything, isn't it? You know. Yeah,
exactly. A question I wanted to ask: so, what is your favourite games you like to play with the dogs?
So I like depends on the dog really, I guess. With Sydney, we can do a lot with just a tennis ball or anything really. Sid's, with him being a cocker, well, not just with him being a cocker, but because of the scent work stuff that we've done and the tricks that I've taught him for when I do the demonstrations and stuff with him, he can retrieve just about anything that he can pick up, you know. So sometimes we'll just hide the dog lead, or sometimes I'll hide my phone to remember where I've put it as well, just in case he doesn't find it. And he'll go off and find that, and he'll bring it back, you know. But just generally taking a tennis ball, that will keep him entertained, definitely. And he likes to find it. So what we'll do is a cool game that we like to play with Sydney is I'll put him in a heel position off lead, and then I'll hide the ball, you know, just on the side of the path or something. And then I'll tell him to heel, and we'll walk on for like 50, 100 yards, something like that. And then I'll send him back to go and find it, you know. So he's doing like a little bit of training, and he's doing a little bit of scent work as well. And he's also being able to run. So he's getting rid of like all of his energy. And so that's a fantastic game that I like to play with him. Derek, he prefers tuggy toys. So we've got to play tug with him. He likes doing that. And he likes chasing things as well. So we tend to make a bit of a song and dance with the toys so that to get him interested. So he's chasing me around. But I think one game that most people could play that they probably don't play enough of, and it ain't so nice doing it when maybe it's raining and wet like it is today. But like a find it game is great, you know. Find it games are great. So finding the treats, finding the toys, you know. Just don't feed your dog as much from a bowl. Just take a handful of it out, put it in your pocket, make him find it. You know, make him find it in the garden even. You know, just sprinkle it in the grass, or take it to the park, make him do a sit, hide a couple of pieces on a park bench, let him go and find it. You know, it's like see, that'll be the thing that the dog remembers then, you know. That'll be the thing that the dog remembers, and that'll be the thing that he'll want to do next time.
Yeah, and then you mentioned about Kongs as well, which again I always say to my clients is to fill up the Kong. Some dogs don't really like it, but
No,
you know,
no, they don't know. But
yeah,
most dogs do. You know, some dogs don't, but most dogs do.
yeah. I think you got to kind of get what you fill it right. If you get something that you really, really, really likes, then you know you're onto a winner.
Yeah.
Is there any questions that anyone else has at all? Just fire them up. I think I've kind of gone through all my questions that I kind of had.
I don't have any questions.
You don't have any questions? So if people want to buy the book, where can they get it from?
So you can get it from Amazon. It's currently 99p in the Kindle store. So you can go to Amazon, get it for 99 pence. Or if you like the paperback, you can buy the paperback from Amazon. Or if you like listening to books, and more people are switching over to Audible now, you can get the audiobook from Audible. I think it's Karen's asking how much it is. So it's the Kindle version is 99p at the moment, Karen. It's going up to $4.99 soon. So you want to get it quick whilst it's 99p. Karen Rhodes, I'll be sending you one, Karen, as a PBIC member. So don't you buy one. But yeah, it's 19.97 the paperback version, and I think the audio version is about £6 or £7, I think, from Audible. So it's something for everyone. You know, if you can't afford 99p, you probably shouldn't have a dog.
True. Yeah, I mean, I personally really like Audible. I mean, I put them in my, I just pop it on my car, and I can just listen to it, because if you haven't got time to sit there and read the book, you can listen to it. It's quite soothing, I think.
Yeah.
When you're
driving. Well, even listening to me, I'm not sure, but if you say so.
I think so. I listen to you all the time. My daughter listens to you. I swear she's become Northern. So some of the stuff she does say, I think, oh, is that from Dom? I'm not sure.
I got wrong the other day for my mum for swearing Harriet, so we don't want to. I'll have to watch myself.
Yeah, yeah, you got told off, didn't you? From your mum from swearing. I have to be careful. And yeah, Natasha says it pays to be in the PBIC. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you, Natasha.
Does.
Thank you. Yeah. So Harriet, as a thank you to you for doing this, we'll give a copy away too. So if people want to like the post, if you want to share it on your page, and if people want to like and share it, and then you can pick a winner. Maybe it's on Sunday or something like that, and you just message me who the lucky person is, and I'll send them a paper copy of the book, a signed copy of the book.
Ooh, signed. No, that's good. Yeah, and I'm going to feature the article in my newsletter as well, so people get another chance to win another copy as well.
Awesome.
So I think the more and more people who have their hands on the book, I think will be better off for everyone, really.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's like I said, I've written it to be like an entertaining read as well. You know, it's not like a stodgy old dog training book where you feel a little bit inadequate because you don't understand the big words that they're using, or it just seems too difficult. I want it to be actionable. So that's why I've written it like it is. So hopefully it hasn't really been written for dog trainers. It's been written for pet dog owners, you know. So if you've got a dog and you love him and you want to, learn a little bit more about dog training, a little bit more about how your dog thinks to help improve your life, then yeah, this is I personally, I think it's probably a good choice. Good place to start.
Do you think it's the best one that you've written out of the three?
Probably, yeah, I probably do actually. Yeah, so far.
I think so.
Yeah, do you really? Yeah. You're probably a better person to ask.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I know you, because I feel like this one, maybe I need to get someone else to read that doesn't know you to actually read it. But it just feels like you're speaking directly at me. I think it's a bit more the way it's written, a lot more. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's just my sort of writing style, if you like, is you're getting better, because as it should be, shouldn't it? We should be getting better at everything all the time. So
exactly.
And I think I'm trying to be more honest as well, you know. So maybe some
Yeah, no, I like that, and pet owners will like that as well. Like dog owners, they want the truth. They don't want it all fogged.
Yeah, well, what's the point, you know? When you want to, people want the truth, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's very true. And also, this is the book that's going to be. You're planning on getting a few more out as well, aren't you? So
yeah, so this is the first in a series. I've called it the Street Smart Dog Training Series. So I've started with the walk.
No, I like
We got the next book is a puppy, perfect puppy
Which
recipe type thing. Yeah, so that'll be probably end of January, beginning of February. But I'll probably put it up for pre-order on Kindle. I'm hoping to do that before Christmas. So, yeah, so it'll be that'll be the next one, and then so on and so on after that.
Really excited. I that really good. That'd be really a big bundle of people, like of things to have.
Yeah.
So, and Natasha says, "King of canine common sense." Yes, you are. And she also says that there's no cotton wool. Yeah, it's not dressed up as in cotton wool, is it? It's just as it is, and honest account of dog training.
Yeah. I didn't know what she meant there by no cotton wool. I thought she was talking about.
I know what she means. I know what
Makes
she
perfect
means.
sense now. Yeah, no, there's no cotton wool. There's no cotton wool. No cotton wool. No fluff. It's just, you know, practical, actionable dog training advice, really, that anybody can do. You know, anybody can do it. You might not be able to do it all, but you can certainly take some. Take some tips from it to make it better. Karen Rhodes is one step ahead of me there. Don't you worry, Karen.
I saw
it's
that.
in the pipeline.
No, that'd be good.
I'm winking back to her.
That is good.
Brilliant.
Right, if anyone's got any other questions, if not, I'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much, Dom, for talking to me. It's been absolutely fab.
Thank you, Harriet. I've really enjoyed it as well. It's nice to.
Yeah, no, me too.
Hopefully, we can get a few more people to people just enjoy the walks.
Yeah, exactly, which is the whole point.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Don't forget to like and share the post, everyone. Please hit the likes and the love.
Yes.
Give it a share. And yeah, and then you could be in with a chance of winning a copy.
Yes, yeah. And thank you for everyone tuning in. That's really good. Right, thank you so much, Dom.
You're welcome. See you later.